There's a saying, everything old is new again. This 2023 Capricorn full moon is a strong message that this saying may finally have run its course. Everything old is actually old and outdated, and it's time to make way for what is new, true, and aligned with the directions higher consciousness and technology are taking us. The 2023 Capricorn full moon reaches its maximum phase at 4:38 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Monday, the 3rd of July, 2023 at 11 degrees 18 minutes. This is a powerful full moon phase on a few different levels, not least of all in regard to our societal structures and institutions. To start, Capricorn is a cardinal earth energy. Ruled by Saturn, the authoritarian father figure of the zodiac, Capricorn is often associated with the discipline and focus required to accomplish successes and achieve goals, while the aforementioned societal institutions determine the standards for what is lawful, orderly, successful, and/or accomplished within the collective. Traditions may also play a prominent role. However, we're now at a point where both the institutional status quo and our traditions are being challenged by human evolution and new technologies that support that evolution. The way the world has worked up to now is being severely challenged as it tries to keep up with the rapid shifts in social consciousness and technological progress. As a result, the Capricornian Saturnian structures we've lived within no longer seem as solid as they once were. They're no longer equipped to contain nor support what is happening in our world today. As a cardinal sign, Capricorn is also associated with initiations and beginnings. Though Capricorn is 10th of the 12 zodiac signs, it's arguably the alpha and omega of the earth signs, in that Capricorn energy helps us to recognize where we're starting in the grand scheme of society, so we can figure out how to get to where we want to be when we end. So, in a world in which the societal structures are being challenged and/or are changing, what are we individually and collectively striving for? What are our goals and ambitions in this changing world? Those are the questions that seem to have many of us perplexed at the moment, an uncertainty that's intensifying as we begin to experience the energies of this particular full moon phase. The first notable energy dynamic within this 2023 Capricorn full moon is found in the full moon opposition itself. The moon is the ruling body of Cancer, and it's the light of the Cancer sun that the Capricorn moon will be reflecting at the time of its maximum phase. With Cancer's ruling body in Capricorn sitting opposite the Cancer sun, Capricorn's often sharp edges and hard lines are softened or dulled by Cancer's energy, which has us focused on how we personally or individually feel about what is happening around us. This also reveals that our ambitions are now being determined more by our current emotional truths than our past societal standards, especially with more of us questioning what's actually true in our societal structures now. The second notable energy dynamic comes from Mercury's conjunction with the Cancer sun at the time of the full moon's maximum phase. This indicates that Mercury's intellectual and communicative attributes are being brought to light directly by the Cancer sun and are being reflected by the Capricorn moon. That means that this Sun and Mercury opposite moon combination is giving voice to the emotions that are surfacing now. The third notable energy dynamic during this 2023 Capricorn full moon phase comes from the fact that Capricorn's ruler, Saturn, is currently retrograde in another water sign, Pisces. Pisces' mutable water energy is idealistic and service-oriented and wants to serve on a fully inclusive level attending to the highest good of all that is. Saturn being in retrograde motion means external influences, people and/or institutions, will do their best to give form to something that is often intangible. Compassion and unconditional acceptance or love. This may also mean that Saturn retrograde brings a harsh reality check to those who would otherwise keep themselves in denial or avoidance of the changes that are manifesting in the world around them. But this avoidance may not be out of malintent or disregard for others. There are so many people and things that need healing and loving care and compassion now. The call to service is quite overwhelming for everyone. All three of these energy dynamics carry the potential to make this 2023 Capricorn full moon phase a memorable event on the collective or personal level, and possibly both. With so much more emotional and intuitive energy flowing than Capricorn's usually comfortable with. Cap's efforts to keep its eyes, and everyone else's eyes, on the prize are going to make for an interesting time. One more notable energy of this 2023 Capricorn full moon is the off-sign nodal T-square, which involves two earth element signs, Capricorn and Taurus. Pluto retrograde in Capricorn squares the Scorpio south node, and with Pluto associated with Scorpio, this is yet another strong water sign presence, encouraging us to allow the past to die so that new things can be born in our lives. On the other hand, the Taurus North Node is encouraging us to stake a claim for the future, to make clear what we personally value and intend to stand firm in, but also to recognize how our personal values may or may not align with emerging and evolving societal and social values. This is an exceptionally powerful configuration, and there will likely be strong emotional responses to the structural shifts occurring in various societies and regions of the world now. In true Scorpio fashion, the old ways are being destroyed in order to allow new ways aligned with new values to emerge. The designation of new is very important because it's an indicator that what's happening now is not a renaissance of the old or the past, no matter how much some may want it to be. If anything, this is the old ways' last stand, its last gasp before its death. Anything trying to recreate systems or structures of the past that may seem to be gaining strength or power now is, in fact, making its last big push for relevance in a world that recognizes its growing irrelevance. This is its last desperate spiral before sliding down a drain of social and societal obsolescence. What will prove most interesting may be that people can feel the changes happening, and they can feel that there are more and possibly bigger changes to come. So they simply aren't going along with what the institutional authorities are telling them. They aren't content with maintaining the status quo. More and more people are shifting away from what they'd usually do because they can feel something isn't quite what it's being presented to be. They can feel that something's off. And that offness means the ambitions and intentions we're setting in motion during this 2023 Capricorn full moon phase are more likely to reflect both our emotional truths and our desires to establish conditions of stability and security. But rather than going with the old ways, the majority of us are now ready to forge new paths and move in new or different directions, more of us than ever have before. As long-standing societal institutions and structures are beginning to show their decline in undeniable and unavoidable ways, some of us may be experiencing genuine grief during this full moon phase. There will be moments in which we'll recognize things that once provided us with safety and security may truly no longer be safe nor secure. Elements and conditions of our lives too many of us may have taken for granted are now being compromised, changed, and/or are disappearing altogether. And these elements may be taking the form of new or different careers, jobs, or other societal roles, new or different home or living arrangements, possibly relocations, and or new or different dynamics within your relationships of all kinds, which could also include immediate family members, if not new relationships altogether. There are big changes ahead, and if they don't take place for you during this full moon phase, know that things may be set in motion now for those changes to manifest sooner than later. Numerologically, the 2023 Capricorn full moon reaches its maximum phase on an 8 universal day of power, influence, control, and/or manipulation, an emotion-driven energy very similar to that of Scorpionic Plutonic transformation. Power plays will reveal themselves fully, but understand that they're seeking to be resolved or healed by doing so. This is happening under the influence of a 5 universal month of change, variety, unexpected or unpredictable events, and the adaptability necessary to navigate them. And this is all within a 7 universal year focused on analysis, intellect, and logic. But this 8-day, 5-month, 7-year combination lends itself to the development and/or execution of strategies. This indicates that the events occurring during this 2023 Capricorn full moon phase are likely the results and/or manifestations of long-term strategies that have been in place until now. Or, for many of those on the receiving end of those strategies, it may also bring realizations that those strategies have run their courses, completed, if not failed, and it's time for new strategies to be developed and implemented. This 2023 Capricorn full moon phase could very well mark a major turning point in the implementation of what's awakening in social and societal consciousness, one in which people put the mindsets and the emotions behind those mindsets into practical action. The question is, what strategies will be developed and which implementations will be deployed? The answer is, we'll find out soon enough. The energy of this 2023 Capricorn full moon phase will be felt from Wednesday, the 28th of June, through Thursday, the 6th of July, 2023. Use this time to set intentions for what you're ready to bring a close to in your life, but also for what you want to have begin in its place. Also allow yourself time and space to come to terms with what is ending, but also with what you're ready to begin. After all, Capricorn is where our ambitions and goals are both completed and created. There's room for both experiences at this table. And as we come together to share this moment in the reflected light of the Cancer sun, it's going to be an interesting and likely memorable time.